Hello, and welcome to the Home Office Management Expert Podcasts. I'm Helene Liatsos, the home-based business expert. I have done a series of podcasts to help you, the listener, start your own home-based business. I hope you like them and that you find them very useful.
A lot of us have no problems with coming up with ideas for our business. The hard part is staying focused and committed to the goal. So I made a list of the steps you can take to get yourself geared up and motivated. Number 1, build a healthy self-image. Understand that everybody has good stuff and bad stuff, and since you are just like everybody, hey, you're normal. Nobody's 100% perfect, and certainly nobody's 100% perfect all the time. So give yourself a break. Accept yourself and nurture yourself. Keep reminding yourself that you matter and that all creatures, large and small, are loved by the universe. 2, keep company with positive people who support you and compliment you. Stay away from toxic people who hurt you. Sometimes this is harder than you would think. I know someone who is always complaining about a friend of hers who is constantly putting her down. They have been friends for over 20 years, and this dynamic has not changed. I asked her friend this question. If she used a stick to hurt her instead of words, would she still be hanging around her? It was like a light bulb went on over her head when she got the question that I posed. She finally spoke up and told her friend to stop verbally abusing her because that's what it was. Her friend denied what she was doing, of course, and when she wouldn't stop her negative and destructive comments, my friend simply walked away from this relationship. Surround yourself with inspiration. That's number 3. Put up some visuals on your wall, pictures or quotes. Read good books. Listen to speakers who are builders of ideas and dreams. Play classical music and listen to the joy of great melodies into your heart and soul. I know that you've heard all of these guidelines before, and they are worth repeating. I've used these techniques throughout my whole life. I jot down expressions and quotes in my day book, so when I stop for a lunch or a cup of coffee, I look through them and give myself a lift. And who doesn't need a lift now and then, especially during a long and hectic day? Number 4, remind yourself why you started this business. Write out a list of the reasons you wanted to work at home. Very often when we stop the hectic pace we are in and just step back to think about what we do, we can get excited all over again. Review your goals often and adjust them to fit your new research or any new ideas you may have. Goals need to be written down. In the classes that I teach locally here in Southern California, I always ask my students, how many people have set goals? Lots of hands are raised. Then I ask, how many people have written them down? Some hands do come down at that point. And then I ask, how many people have taken that piece of paper where they have written their goals and scotch-taped it to the wall or the bathroom mirror or the refrigerator? And at this point, all the hands come down. Goals have to be seen. They are reminders of why we do what we do. I think something magical happens when you write things down. You can see them. You can run your hand across the page and basically feel them. I know someone who has written his goals on a screensaver on his computer. So every time his computer is sleeping, his screensaver scrolls through and he sees his goals over and over again. And that is way too cool. Goals need to be realistic and attainable. Don't set up a huge goal, which is probably not going to happen, such as, I'm going to make $50,000 by Thursday. That is not going to happen, and you will be very disappointed. You'll set yourself up for failure. Set up goals that are incentives, not mountains you have to climb. Your goals are something you work towards, so stay focused on them. Number 5, be grateful. Studies have shown that people who are grateful for what they have are more productive. Make a list of the things you are grateful for. Your health, your family, the fun times you have, the good networking you do, etc. Express your thanks daily. Just say the words out loud about how grateful you are for these wonderful things in your life. And you will find out that when you say thank you, in general, the response is going to be you're welcome, and here's a little bit more. Divide and conquer is number 6. Separate what you can control from what you can't control. Let go of the things you can't control and then concentrate on the things you can control. Look at each one clearly. Then flip it around and look at it from another perspective. Here's what I mean. Most people say, if I only had, then I could do, and then I'll be. Well, turn that around. First say, I am a home-based business owner, and I do operate a home-based business, and therefore I have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Own the thought, do the actions, and reap the benefits. Visualize what you would like your life to look like if you accepted a job and went to work for someone else. Back in 1995, that's what was happening to me. My clients were few and far between, and therefore I wasn't generating enough of an income to pay my bills. My personal life was also on standby. Things were just not gelling, and I fell into a very unhappy state. Why should I be doing all of this, I asked myself time and time again. Why don't I just get a job with a steady paycheck? When the paper arrived on Sunday morning, I went through the classifieds and scanned the want ads. Some jobs looked interesting, but they were for large corporations, and the thought of going back to a 9-to-5 job where I sat in a cubicle all day and had to interact with a boss and coworkers I didn't like was enough for me to throw my paper down in disgust. Monday morning, I jumped up and grabbed the phone. I called everybody I'd ever met in my entire life, both professional and personal, and told them what I was going through and that I needed to bring in customers. The world responded in kind. Not too long after, I was back on track, and from this I learned 2 things. 1, it's okay to ask for what I need, and 2, you really want something badly enough.
That's our podcast for today. If you want to get all the steps to starting your own home-based business, go to www.thehome-office.com. I offer an online course, a digital DVD, and an ebook, all on the subject of how to start and operate your own home-based business. I'm sure that one of those will be right just for you. Once again, please visit www.thehome-office.com. And remember, my motto is, love what you do, and the lifestyle will follow.